I have realized that I have one basic big flaw that it's like that rears its head. Wrath. Because I hate what's happening to certain things and how they're constantly deconstructing everything that I've ever really cared about. The thing is, while listening to Fanman's stream here, I had to mute it just to make sure stuff wouldn't pop up in the background. But yeah, I find I'm looking for more wholesome and aspirational characters because I've lived through some darker aspects, and it just reminds me that there's still some good out there, something to strive for, something to hope for. And the ugly head of wrath constantly pops up in my mind because it's like you've even seen it in vids. It's like I constantly think to myself, it's like, ah, you know what? I wish DC Comics would just implode. And that is usually when I'm at the height of my complete frustration of like, they have all the building blocks, but they don't use them because the corporations that control this thing don't care. And that's the reason why I still think it's important that people take a step back from it and like, okay, so this is my initial knee jerk reaction. It doesn't mean it's invalid. It just means that I have a level of hot takes, I have a level of opinions, and everything else that's, basically what I'm building this channel around. DC Comics has a fundamental problem. So does Marvel Comics. But it's all stemming from what current creators believe in. Just the level of tensions everywhere in every facet of life drives me towards finding more escapism. Because if you let your worry tank get too full, it's going to bleed over and just drown you. So that's why I try to focus on more positive things on my channel or even on my blog. Every once in a while, yes, I'll have a thing like what I posted earlier where it's like, oh my god, this writing aspect doesn't really work. That sort of thing. But I'd rather try to balance it out with more stuff people can find entertaining. I had my edge mode uh, mostly in my early to mid 20s. And then I found as I was going through more stuff, it's like, I really want my aspirational heroic heroes again. But the whole landscape was deconstructionist and just hopelessness. It's still prevalent in so many things nowadays. It's like maybe a few years ago I would have been more like, oh, well, this is an interesting bent to a dystopic future. But again, as I grow older, it's like I'm sick to death of pure dystopias. Again, I don't hate dystopias. What I think they're useful for, in my opinion, is to compare and contrast. The darker the setting, the brighter the hero has to be. That's just it. I mean, that's the reason why, for the most part, I can only take Berserk in bits. Like, I'll read like a volume here and there, but lately, again, I've been gravitating towards I want something lighter. I want something that has hope at the end of the tunnel. And you know what? Old style Superman had that. He had hope at the end of the tunnel. He was hope personified. So that's the reason why I can't stand stuff like Man of Steel. Because to me, that is um, a basically a warping of what he really stands for. Again, everybody has different takes and different opinions. Some find Man of Steel more relatable. But again, everybody has different ideas of what relatability means. Everybody knows what my version of relatability is and like why I dislike it because it is so prevalent in most modern storytelling. So there you have it. Um, so I just want to find a way to bring a little light to the darkness because I did like that one line in Lord of the Rings where when all other lights will go out, here's this flame to keep you going. that's why I put a little bit of that, with Uplift Protocol. It's like I love that line, that idea that there's, no matter how dark things get, the light comes either from you or others around you, and as you all get together, that light will grow. So there you go, people. Have a good day.